Hi guys, I'm Ryan Houston and welcome to my fly tying channel. If you haven't already done so, consider hitting the subscribe button down below. That'll keep you up to date with everything as I upload it. My channel already contains hundreds of videos covering a wide range of both patterns and techniques, from the basic to the more advanced. So without delay, let's get on with the show. So guys, we're going to tie a variation on the San Juan worm. And this is born out from when I was tying them. I found that the actual material itself, while it's grand for making the tail, is a nightmare to work with for the body. So we're going to use here a scud type hook. This is a 2x, double X strong. This happens to be a size 8. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a central portion of lead wire to weight the fly, and then I'm going to use this hot orange thread, and we're going to taper back to that. See, I'm keeping my thread here, the tag end, and I'm holding it across the back of the lead wire portion, and that stops my wraps sinking into it from the top. It will allow them to go through from the bottom. Then I'll flip the fly over and create that dam to take the taper out at both the back and the front of the fly. And I'm looking for a fairly long sort of taper at the front. So that's our underbody done, and she's weighted, ready to receive the squirmy material. So this stuff stretches by a mile and is a nightmare to wrap as a body. So what we're going to do is we're going to tie it on here, put it under tension, and wrap back as far around the hook as you want. Some people will take the fly fairly straight and others will go that way. When I get to the bottom, I'm going to do a wrap underneath and then go back across, and that should hopefully help to secure it a little bit on the back of the fly. We take ourselves back up now to this portion of it. I'm going to take that up as far as where the lead underbody was, and then I'm going to stretch this out and cut it off, and it'll then contract down into the tying. So next I'm putting in a rib. Now this is a 4-pound break and strain nylon. I'm using a chameleon from Maxima here, which is like a light brown colour. You can use clear if you wish. And we'll take that back down to the bottom. And now for the difference. So what I'm going to use to tie the body is this thing. So I think we can all recognise these. So this is a condom. And what I'm doing here is I have laid it down on my cutting mat, and then I took a Stanley blade, put it down on it, and cut myself off a ring. So we end up with this ring here, and then I will cut that to leave me a strip. Now if you want, you can use coloured condoms. All condoms, as you wrap them on, will transmit whatever colour is underneath them. So in this case, the bright red orange. So I'll wrap that down till it's nearly in contact with the squirmy, and then go forward. And we're going to do a couple of things differently up here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie in a little bit of yellow floss up here, and I'm going to wrap on then a yellow band. Now this is to represent the clitellum or saddle of a worm, if you've ever looked at one. So tie that off, take it forward, trim off our tag ends. And also I find worms have a darker head, so what I'm going to do is just take a blue pro marker here and colour the head of the fly in. So on other videos on this curved sort of hook, what you've seen me is turn it upside down, as I find then the cup is much easier to wrap on, and we will then wrap the condom, stretch it and wrap it along the body from the back to the front, and then we're going to travel backwards again. When we get to the rear, we travel forwards again. Now again, it does want to slip, but not as much as the squirming material itself does. So as you can see, when we get several layers on here, it starts to create this sort of opacity to it. To me, that makes a very realistic looking worm surface. Oh, and if you let it go, it will flip, but it doesn't tend to fully unravel. Take it up to the eye here and tie it in. Stop that slipping. I'm going to put a half hitch into it. Trim this off under tension, and then I'm going to use my rib here. Again, I'm turning it upside down for this, and I'll rib this here to make segmentation of the worm. When I get to the front, I'm going to leave in a half hitch or two, and then we will wrap back over that with a couple of turns and then finish it off. Pull it tight, trim both of those off, then we'll take this squirmy and cut it to whatever length suits yourself. And now I am going to take my varnish and put on a tiny little bit just at the front of it here. We don't want the varnish to have anything at all to do with the squirmy, otherwise it'll react with it. But that is our squirmy worm San Juan worm tied with a condom.